everybody ready? I'm going to give you just a second. Breathe. Give me a big old yeehaw. Do you like that? We can breathe.
Yeehaw!
Yeah. All right. Oh, that's my favorite guy. Anyway, I mean, next to my husband. Anyway, so we are going to move on. We are at Gill. I'm going to say it, Fountain. I hope that's how you pronounce it. So she is the founder of 38 Partnership. She has a strong belief in herself as okay, this one I resonate with. That's why I'm laughing, y'all. She has a strong belief she says, I have a strong belief in myself and am stubborn enough to see challenges as opportunities. So
Yes.
I love that about her already. I love that you leave with stubborn. You and I might need to connect. So she says that she can help increase the number of people seeing you and your business gaining visibility, help gather prospective clients, increase your growth, gaining back more time, and refocus and retarget your marketing effort to get the maximum impact. So Gill, my darling, the mic is yours. And what time is it? Since I know you're in the UK, so what time is it there?
It is just gone 15 minutes past 7 in the evening.
Okay, so you're not too extremely late. All right, Gill, I'm
Not at the moment, but it was 2 o'clock 2 o'clock this morning when I got to bed after the VIP party. So it was fun. Thank you very much, Denise. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hi. Yes, Gill Fountain. I'm going to talk to you today about bouncing forward into 2022. Now, I have got a workbook to share with you, and I've put the link in the notes here in the chat box for you to go and get your own copy if you want to now, but also if you want to use it later on. And I've made the copy. I'll show you in actual fact. Let me get this shared. Oh, can we do that? Here we go. Let's try again. No. Can we try?
I just got it.
You got it? Excuse me, I'm a bit croaky. Here we go. So I have got, let me bring that over. Can I bring that over? Yes. Yeah, I want to bring that over so I can see it. There you go. So here's the workbook. Nearly there, nearly got to position these arrows in the right place. There we are. So I've made this workbook for you because we're going to be talking about bouncing forward into 2022. What I've done is I've done the workbook and I'm asking you questions so that you can answer them after listening to my talk or during listening to my talk. You can use it in conjunction with my free PDF that I've got the link to later on. Now, welcome to the golden year of 2022. You may not think at the moment it's 2022, it will be a golden year, but I'm really excited about this next coming year. I feel that after all we've been through, that 2022 is going to be an amazing year for all of us. So what can we do on the lead up to Christmas? Now, the thing is, many people stop when it gets towards Christmas, towards the holidays. Halloween comes along, the holidays come along, there's all this hype that goes on. And I used to work in the toy trade. In the toy trade, we worked right the way up to the last day when the carriers would just give up. It was in the days when Amazon didn't do a next day delivery. You had to wait a couple of days for the carriers to come along. But we, with toys, as you can imagine, we were stocking the shops, we were fulfilling for domestic clients with the children, the grandchildren. There was a deadline to reach, and it was the 24th or the 23rd of December. So we worked all the way up to it. And it was only when I came out of the toy trade, after being in there for decades, I started my business about 30 years ago. It was only when I came out that I was so shocked to find that people just seemed to give up. I was in a networking group and they said, oh, there's no point in doing any more. There's no point in pushing for business. Nobody is going to buy at this time of year. And my team said to me, great. Does that mean we can get the week off before Christmas as well as over Christmas? I said, no, it doesn't work like that. We work right the way up until the end, until we can possibly stop and we go, right, everybody stops, it's now Christmas. And what do? Every year we have our books filled for January because we've been making those connections on the lead up when people are feeling happy and excited about what's going on. Now, nothing prepared us for these last couple of years. Nothing prepared us for COVID. If I go back my 30 years, I can't remember anything where I could think I could relate to it, with the amount of shifting of businesses, the amount of people not knowing where they were, where their paths were being changed. I can't remember the buying patterns changing so much that the buyers didn't really know where we were all going. I mean, we're talking about big buyers, experienced buyers that knew and had done this for years. They know, they've got whole teams around them working on our psychology, what makes us buy, what makes us tick, what makes us happy, what colours to use. But they were floundering as well. So I feel that this is our chance. We're in uncharted waters. We are in uncharted waters at this moment in time, but we've got so many opportunities coming our way, so much we can do. So on the lead up to Christmas, I'm just going to look at my notes here because it got rather involved earlier. Normally I would say to people, you're too late. It's September, we're going on to October. The stock is arriving in the stores. Have you seen the stores lately? The shelves are empty. The shelves are likely to be empty. I'd normally say, don't bother contacting a buyer. Don't talk to the buyers this side of Christmas. They are too busy. They made up their minds 6 months ago, 9 months ago, what they were going to buy. They'd already placed their orders. If they hadn't placed their Christmas orders in June, there was not a chance of getting their stock in for September, October. There was not a chance of us getting our products into the shops because the storerooms were already overfilled. But this year, it's different. And I feel that we have all got a tremendous opportunity to contact buyers, to talk to buyers, to make those connections. We spent years, we'd get to September and my clients weren't even, my clients were shops. I had about 300 shops that had, which may not be much in the States, but it's a hell of a lot in the UK. But I had about 300 buyers working with me. And we went from being, the chitty chatty, friendly, oh, hi, how's your day going? How much would you like this month or this week? To the, yeah, no, don't need anything, Jill, speak to you in January. And that's how it would go. But I feel at the moment we are in a much better position to contact the buyers, to talk to them. What do we do first? Wow. First of all, as soon as you start talking to buyers, as soon as you raise your head on social media, well, whether it's online or offline, if you are beginning to make inroads to buyers or clients even, let's talk about products, production, whether you're delivering products or whether you're delivering services. In both cases, you are going to be trying to attract people to you. What are they going to do? As soon as they start taking notice, as soon as you've caught their attention, and yes, we're talking about online, using the different platforms, knowing where your audience is, doing all the different types. I related it earlier to somebody. It's like working through a recipe. You've got all the ingredients and you're trying all the different ingredients to be, to the end result is that you're gathering people to you to make that cake, for instance, that meal. So you're not always selling at them. You're not always promoting. It's not sell, sell, sell. It's all the different parts of that ingredient, all those ingredients that make up the whole thing to gather people to you. However, as soon as you start taking notice, they are going to start searching for you. They're going to be looking at your social proof. Now, my question is your social proof, is what people see and can find out about you in the search engines, is it what you want them to see? And what we can do, if we've got time, we can look, if you've got your mobile or somewhere, some other device, we can look and see what you are seeing and what people are seeing. And the way to do it is to look at your name, your business, and what you do and your town. So I go by Gill Fountain or Gillian Fountain. And I know that if I put those two names into the search engines, I'll come up with lots of results. Similarly, with 38 Partnership, I will come up with lots of results. With my, there's all sorts of other things that I do, and it's all about being seen in the social media, in the search engines, coming up organically. I'm not talking about paid adverts here. I'm not talking about, you know, those ones at the top. I'm talking about the entries that you have got because organically you have become, you're getting higher up in the search engines. And by checking that, you can see how people view you. Now, I do this at every networking that I present to. And I can tell you that not once has anybody said, or everyone said, everything's fine. There is always somebody that says, I don't do that anymore. I don't live there any longer. That's not my telephone number. And actually, that's not even my website. So do check online, check your social proof, because you can be sure that people will be checking you out before they start to connect with you. And we all know that people follow us. They don't comment on our posts. They don't connect or engage with us. They just hide in the background. A lot of them do. And then it can be 3 months, 6 months, 2 years even later. And they will come out of that woodwork and they will start to engage with you and show you those buying signs. So check your social worth, because as sure as eggs are eggs, other people will be doing it. And you want people to see what you want to see. And at the end of that, let's move this page over because I'm talking too quickly. At the end of that, what are we saying? Would you buy from you? There we are. We've got as far as here. Are you the go-to person?
Jill?
Yeah.
Jill, you're not showing your slide deck. We're just seeing your file explorer.
Oh. Hang on a moment then. Let me go back. I'm so sad. Sorry. Did I freeze or something? Hang on. Thank you so much. Who was that? Was that
There
Wendy?
we go. It was Wendy.
It was Wendy. Oh, thank
Now
you
you
so
got it.
much.
I was wondering why you were doing that. I was like, huh.
Oh dear, sorry everybody. So I'm not going to go through it all again, but this is what I prepared for you. So we go through the golden years and we weren't prepared for COVID, and let's grab an opportunity. I haven't seen this in 30 years. This is where I was talking about leading up to Christmas. Organized people, yes, organized people are already buying. Can you see my screens now? Can you see that?
Yep, we can see them.
Thank you. Organized people are already buying for Christmas. They do think about the big decisions. The big decisions have already been made. And the thing is, you know, how many paydays have we got before we all stop buying for Christmas. So this is the chance to get in there with our products and our services. But like I said, before you start raising that awareness, make sure that your social proof is working on the search engines. It is the case of, this is how far I got, it is the case of embracing your audience and being that go-to person. And if at the end of that you're looking for yourself on the search engines, you don't feel that you would buy from you, there's possibly something you can tweak along the way, make some additions, make some edits to be able to reflect what you want to see, what you want other people to see. So do you, we've got some, so do you produce your own products? And this is where I was talking about talking to the buyers, going into the buyers and talking to them. Start the conversation. Don't start the conversation is I've got something to sell. Start the conversation. Is it a good time to talk, or shall I come back? Find out from the staff perhaps who the buyer is first, who the owner is first, and chat to them. Have a look at the store. Is it the sort of store where people would buy your products? Are they getting the type of client that would buy your products into that type of store? And know your prices. Know your, do you charge delivery? These are the sort of questions that a buyer will ask you. Is it carriage included? Are you going to charge me extra for delivery? How many are you going to sell me? What's your reorder levels? What's your minimum charges? What's your minimum order? Do you know your prices? When a client says to you, a buyer says to you, so how much do you charge for that? She's already working out how much she can get from it. She knows how much it is worth to her clients. And depending on the outlet that you've gone into, will depend on the price that they will charge. However, they do have to get their profit margins. So have you underpriced your products? Have you already cut out that middleman? Because what will happen is you'll give her the wholesale price, or what you think is the wholesale price, and they will try and cut you down. So they'll say, does that include delivery? And you think, oh, I've forgotten about that. I've forgotten to add in how long it will be in my storeroom, how long I'll hold it in stock, how much did it cost me to bring it in? How much is it going to cost me to post it out? Does the safety rules, they may even ask you for your safety certificates. That's normal, especially in toys, I have to say. We had to produce our safety certificates, and we had to make sure that they were applicable for the country or the state that we were delivering it into. So that's another thing to think about. And these are questions that I thought with the workbook, you could sort of ask yourself and write down any answers underneath. So it's sort of a help for you. And here we were talking about, do you deliver a service? And there is still plenty of time to get bums on seats. There absolutely is. You can sign up, get many people to sign up for their events before, during and after the holidays. I get the most people coming into my events that week before Christmas, but also, believe it or not, the bit between Christmas and New Year. There's always an amount of people that want to keep the momentum going. They want to be able to just not switch off completely, or they may just want to escape and get their head back into business. It may be that, family doesn't suit all of them, and they just want to get back into the business. And I can tell you the atmosphere in those events they're amazing. They're just full of fun because everybody's on a good mood. You've got the holidays, you've got this break in between, you're really starting, but you still want to learn something and get that kick start before we start on the new year. So do think about running events over the holidays. And when I said that, I said, did I really say that? But yes, it is true. You can get many people booked into your events during that time. So there are still plenty of sales to be had. Absolutely, there's loads of sales to be had. And what we say to each other, what do we say to each other as we do this? Does it do what it says on the box? Have we advertised it? Have we overhyped it up? Or have we missed out something? Have we put our branding on, like Lauren was saying just now, have we put our branding on our products? I had not a client, I have to say, but somebody that was passing he was asking me to look at his products the other day, and he'd gone to expense to promote a lovely idea, high quality, lovely idea, well presented. He did not have any branding or contact details on his packaging at all. Somebody could have easily have run with that. Somebody that's already set up will take that idea. If he doesn't say, this is mine. And I think this is what I worry about. And I think this is what we all worry about in the marketing side is, are you covering yourself? Are you reducing the risk of somebody else pinching your ideas? Are you increasing the possibility of, or the opportunities that you've got by making sure that your branding and your contact details are on everything? Has it covered? Have I covered and delivered everything I've promoted? And also, how will people find me if they're looking for me? And that's the other thing that goes right back to your social proofing and where you're showing up. You take action, you are making sure that people can find you where they can find you, and promoting yourself online. Now, have a little story. Did I get to that bit or did I miss it? Take part at Christmas events. This is not only for producers, for manufacturers, but it's also for service providers as well. You have to be in it to win it. You have to join in. You have to communicate with people. But why not do something a little bit different? Now, we used to offer our services. We used to offer our time to the shops at Christmas. Believe it or not, I have delivered a van full of toys, and I have stripped out windows that looked tired and still had autumn things in, and I've put in a whole Christmas display, and we've put all the lights up, and we've made that shop come alive. And yes, it took us a day to do it, but the shop owner was delighted, and suddenly people were stopping and looking in his window, and he said, I've never had that before. I've never had people take notice of my shop window. And we sold loads through there because we were increasing not only the awareness of our products, but we were increasing everybody else's, because we didn't just put our products in the Christmas window, we put other people's in as well, but we made sure that ours were positioned in the right place. Offering your time to the bigger shops, don't be frightened, don't be put off by the size of the store. We used to go, back in the toy days again, we used to regularly, I think we did 3 or 4 years, the Christmas evening event at Bentall's, which is Phoenix, which is up with John Lewis and that sort of area. They've got about, again, you can't relate it because it isn't, but they have got many, many stores throughout the UK, departmental stores, big ones, absolutely big ones. And we used to go along to their toy department and we'd say, you know, do you want us to come? We'll come and help you out, because they always needed extra staff. But what did that do? It put us in a good light with the buyer. We firmed up our relationships. We made friends. We made friends with the staff. The staff sold more of our products. We sold more of our products. We sold more of lots of other people's products. We had a fantastic time on those Christmas evenings. But what happened then was we would get invited to other things as well. And that meant that our relationships, our business, professional relationships were being, meant that we were committed, but also the buyers were committed to us. It was a lovely relationship. We'd pass through ideas. We'd talk about what was coming now. We were in on the ground with the buyers, which meant that come the down times, they would give us a heads up because they were talking to people that were much higher. I mean, when you are talking to us and then the next people are Lego and vice versa, there's always something. So when it came to the dip that we went into in 2008, 2009, we'd already got the heads up from the buyers to say, we don't know what's going on, but we know something's going on. So we need to all watch carefully. We got those heads up, and it wasn't because of anything else other than we'd got to know them so personally. I'm going to have to look at my notes now because I am running. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Why not do something different? Yes, send out Happy New Year cards. Now, the reason I say that is everybody goes for the Christmas cards. And then just as they're clearing the Christmas cards and they're going off to the charities and everything else that you do with your Christmas cards, in comes your New Year card. And that sits on the desk for a long, long time. You are then in their face. You are being noticed. Think of your merchandising. What can sit on their desks? Who was it who had the pads? It was Suze. She had the desk pads earlier. You were listening. The desk pads, the notes, the diaries, the whatever it is that you can have. If your name is permanently on their desk, a mug. I know, Meg, you do mugs, don't you, Meg? There's so much you can do. But if you are front of mind when it comes to them buying, it comes to them wanting your services, your products, they've already got you. You're on the desk. They've already got, they don't have to look you up at all. So how far? Number 8, page 8. We are getting there. Lastly, and this is something that we are all telling you, we are all saying, be you. The best things you can do for your business is to be you and to show up. Relax, get that calendar booked, book up your calendar. If you go to an event, if you go to the Christmas fairs, the markets, book those events for next year as well and promote it. If you've set up new events, new webinars, new the retreats that are coming away, summits, get them in the diary and promote them. People want to know where you are. People will travel to where you are to meet you, but they won't do that if you haven't told them. So you will find that when you go to networking, when you go to the markets, where you go, wherever you go, if you have promoted hard enough, people will come to you. And that's what you want. You want not for you to be pushing it out, you want people to come to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry about that rough start. However, this is my workbook for you. And if you want the free PDF bouncing forward to 2022, please click on this link. We will put the link in if somebody hasn't already done it for me, and we will send you that PDF. It is around about 8 or 9 pages, I have to say. It follows the same as this, but you could use it in conjunction with this. It's a good, it's a good way of doing some homework, but it also brings out a lot more information than what I've spoken about tonight. Now, when I say tonight, it's because it is 7:45 here. I would love some invitations to speak. I'm always very keen to receive more invitations. Here are all my links. I'm going to leave that up for a few more minutes because I know this is recorded. And a big thank you for taking the time to not only join me today, to download and for reading Bouncing Forward into 2022. Thank you very much indeed. I'm going to unshare because this is the bit I always forget. Did I have another page? No. Every single time I do a share, I forget to unshare. And somebody has to say, unshare it. Thank you so much. Are there any questions? Because I have lost track. I don't actually know, Hayley, when I started.
You're good, Jill. Take a couple of questions here. I
Yeah,
think Haley
do.
had to step away for a moment, so I'll step in here.
Oh, thanks, Denise.
So,
I-
ladies,
let
does
me-
anyone have a question for Jill? Feel free to unmute yourself or drop it in the chat.
Weekly planners, yes, Suze. That's what I was trying to remember. I could picture it, and I was thinking, there you go. What was the branding on that planner that I saw earlier? And I remembered your branding on it. So I could remember the planner, and I couldn't remember who had been talking about it, but it was your branding that got me, and your colours.
Awesome.
What else have we got here?
Me,
Oh, you just grabbed it. Oh, thanks, Tish. Oh, thanks, Sharp.
do you see me? I'm talking
Where
to
are
you.
you? Oh, Leslie, hello.
I'm here. I have my hand raised, so I should be up at the top.
Oh, you
Yeah.
should. Well, yes. And of course, if I could multitask, I would.
No one
much better.
can. You know that. It's not a possibility. So, Jill, I want you to give me an example of, if you would, or give us an example of another example of things that you do now at holiday time to stack up the beginning of the year. So you do, I know you do your webinars. And
Yes,
so
I
how do you use the holiday time yourself to move your business forward? Is that a fair question?
It is, and I must admit, I am one for booking myself into webinars because I always feel that if we're learning, we can continue earning. Because in this business, an entrepreneur, if you stop learning, life and people will just pass you by. There's no chance of just stopping because technology moves on too quickly. So I'm always eager to learn. I do promote heavily. I have my calendar booked up, not a year in advance, but I'm working on that. And I'm sure Haley's going to be pushing me for that one. But it is the case of having regular webinars, regular events that people can attend. And you know, I do my LinkedIn local on a monthly basis, networking in Basingstoke anyway. So again, that's a different audience. So I don't keep to the same audience. Now, people say find your audience, but I find by going to different areas, different events, I gather a new set of people. And, you know, it's good to mix and match because you want people to refer you.
Right. I was just, that's brilliant. It's really, you still have your audience, but then am I hearing that you're using other audiences as potential referral partners? So like, you know, you could be with plumbers, right? Even plumbers.
Well, you can be with anybody you talk to. I was in the neighbouring village a couple of months ago now, back in the summer, and somebody pulled up beside us and they shouted, "Oi, what are you doing these days?" And we haven't seen this person for 15 years. But they recognised us and we said, "Oh, you know, what are you doing?" "Oh, we're doing branding and marketing, websites, visibility. What are you doing?" "I need a new website." And that was somebody just stopping the car. You never know when your next client is coming along.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay.
I have a question, Jill.
Oh, is that Wendy? I'm beginning to recognise your voice, Wendy.
Yeah,
Fire away, fire away.
it's me and Charlie. I do my YouTube channel, and I'll admit, I've always struggled with being ahead of things. So, geez, we're at the end of September, and I'm thinking of doing a fall table runner for my YouTube channel. Should I just skip the fall season because I'm so far behind and just go to Christmas?
Thing is, you still want to do it, don't you?
I started preparing for it last weekend, and then I was too exhausted to finish it because it was going to be a big video.
Okay, well, I'd do the fall, to be honest. People are still buying for the fall. They will be interested in it, and once you've done it, you've done it. You don't have to repeat it, do you? So it's out there.
Okay,
And then
good deal.
do the Christmas. I mean, do take advice from others, mill it around a bit. But for me, I go, well, actually, if I got the full one out of the way and quickly did that, you could at least refer people still to that and then work on your Christmas one.
Yep.
But
Cool.
but yeah, I think you go into fall much quicker than we do. We're still getting there. But like the trees haven't changed yet. We're nearly there.
I have the fireplace on. It's chilly
Oh my
here.
word, really? No, we haven't got that far yet. Although it is dark here much earlier now. Right, you can do both. Can you do both?
Yes,
Susan,
yep.
what?
I will
Yeah.
definitely be
Can
doing
you?
both.
Oh well, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'll be seeing you next week. I'll be asking you about that.
Okay.
Susan Erickson has her hand up.
Susan. Hi, Susan.
Hey, Jill. I just had a question. And I think Wendy would be a perfect example of that. But can you do two things at the same time, or is that too confusing for the audience? I know, so I'm thinking about when I walk into Hobby Lobby, they have a Christmas and they have a Halloween. But as a solo entrepreneur, is that if I'm promoting this month the ask and next month the summit, is it okay to do them kind of at the same time?
It's difficult because we do get clashes of diaries, don't we? And the thing that you don't want to do is to confuse people. So for me, I try and do one thing at a time, but I have to say that my calendar clashes sometimes with other people's. And I know this even hit to this week, within these last 4 days, we've had several events going on with our other members and other attendees here, and we're all scooting around. But it is the case of just trying yourself to not put too much on you and just do one thing good, do it. The next thing really well, do it. So you're not confusing the issue.
Thanks.
Anybody else? How are we doing for time?
You're great on time. Does anyone else have a question for Jill? No one. Okay. We got just
Okay. Can I
thank you, Jill. That was amazing.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it is an honor to be in amongst all of you. Thank you so much for inviting me and giving me your time.
You are awesome. Thank you, Jill. Thank you for reminding us what we need to be doing at this season. So that was so helpful. Give her the big round of applause. And then give me the big yeehaw. Really? We have just a few-
Yeehaw!
All right.